Good morning, Jim Laird joining you pre-recorded from Dirio, Nicaragua. I have some stuff I need to take care of, and I actually have a really big opportunity this morning in Messiah that I'm going to check out. So I want to be consistent with uploading every day, and I guess it would be 11 Eastern or 9 my time. So I'm going to pre-record this and release it at the regular time at 11 a.m. Eastern. So I hope you're doing well today. It's a beautiful day here, nice and breezy. Obviously, it's summer, as you can tell by my tan. But we're going to jump right into the topic today: strength training for women, your ultimate guide, beginner guide to getting started. You know, the internet loves these fancy titles. Really, this applies to men as well, but generally, women need a more structured approach to getting started because they're just most women are not familiar with strength training, as most men generally speaking are, especially the older guys. A lot of them have done strength training for a long time. So first things first, and this goes back to yesterday. Yesterday I was in Messiah working with a couple baseball players, and these guys are play professional baseball in Nicaragua, and I was doing some work with them, and they struggled with really basic things like hopping on one foot. Couldn't do jumping jacks very well. Just real basic calisthenics that for an athlete that has to run and sprint and move should be just foundational, and they don't do them well. So just doing that stuff is going to help. But as far as strength training is concerned, that's why I really like general warm-ups and things like that. But as far as like what a strength training program for a beginner woman would look like is I'm going to basically keep it super duper simple. Okay. And body weight can suffice in the beginning, but if you can add resistance, that's going to be great. Generally speaking, what I would like to do is do some sort of squat. I prefer a goblet squat, something, a light kettlebell, a dumbbell that you can hold on to. If you don't squat well, you can do a box squat where you sit down, you stand up. You would do a squat, like 10 reps, then some sort of push-up type. You could do it off a bench. You could do it off a Smith machine in the beginning, and then some sort of row, a machine row, a one-arm row. It doesn't really matter. And you would build up. You start the first time maybe twice through, and you build up to 4 to 6 times through that. And then you would focus on gradually increasing the weight. And then 2 days later, you would do something like a kettlebell deadlift or some sort of hinge movement. You would basically then I would probably do some sort of bear crawl and then some sort of pull down, right? And then on bonus day, on a third day, if you have access to a sled, like a Rogue dog sled with posts, unbelievably awesome, or any kind of sled, something you can drag and push, prowler, doing some sort of circuit where you're doing some medicine balls in the beginning, working on throwing the medicine ball from your chest, throwing it into a wall, slamming it into the ground, and then dragging and pushing a sled, a prowler, and carrying a kettlebell, or carrying a dumbbell in your hand, just picking up like a decent weight, 30 pounds, something that's challenging but not brutal. And you just walk, you swing the other arm, you switch hands, and you come back. And you could do something like that for a long time. You wouldn't have to do really anything else. And that would be a good starting point, right? So a lot of people think that the internet has made things so complicated and so fancy. Really, success over time comes down to consistency and getting better, especially in the beginning of strength training. A lot of the adaptations are neurological. It's your nervous system trying to figure out what it needs to do. So a lot of the adaptations are going to come from that. And once you get through the neural adaptation, that's where the physical adaptation comes in, where you start building more muscle mass as you create more demand on the body. But really, if you're untrained and you're just doing body weight stuff, even if you're holding yourself in a push-up position, you're going to gain muscle mass if you're untrained. So the key is getting in good positions. The one thing I would say, especially to the ladies, most ladies will revert to the arch. They'll J-lo it, I call it. They will revert to that arch. We do not want to build strength on that arch. So we want to pick exercises the way we do pull downs, the way we do squats, the way we kettlebell deadlift. We want to pick exercises that are going to reinforce the stack. Okay, so that's the zone of apposition, the rib cage and the pelvis working in sync, moving together. Now, there's going to be rotation through the thorax in life, but we generally want to live more in this zone of apposition. We want to be able to go back and we want to be able to go forward, but generally we want to be able to live in this middle position. And most people end up living in some sort of anterior pelvic tilt from what I've observed. And the people that have come to me that are in a bad place, as far as people that have been lifting, like your 30, 40-year-old guys, your women that have been lifting weights that are having some sort of hip issue, knee issue, it's usually because they've driven this extended strategy and they've lost movement options. And I have to basically get their zone of apposition, get them moving a little bit better, and get them stacking things when they do their exercises so that they're not always arching. And that usually resolves a lot of issues. So just in summary, you want to pick a few things. That's why 5-3-1 by Jim Windler is so effective, because you work on a few exercises and some accessory work, and you work on the skill of getting better at those exercises. So a lot of people, they want fancy, they want something exciting, but honestly, even with high level athletes, many times the things that a lot of these high level guys need to do to get better is not that exciting. And there's a guy named Fred Duncan, I believe it's Duncan is his name. He shares all sorts of elite level track athlete workouts, and it's nothing spectacular. It's not a circus act. It's really simple stuff. Nothing spectacular. So consistency over time is what wins, and picking something simple that you can adhere to over time. I know this truth is not going to make me a millionaire or help me sell millions of products, but that's just reality. So I deal in reality. I don't deal in fantasy. So that's just my experience of working with people for a long, long, long time. So if you'd like more insight into this stuff, more help with it, you can join the Vitality Brotherhood. It's the men's group. You can join the Vitality Sisterhood, the women's group, vitalitybrotherhood.com, vitalitysisterhood.com. If you want to support the show, our show sponsor is Pharaoh. You can go to pharaoh.shop. It's a lard-based skin cream, or he has lard-based products. Also has some soaps and some other great things. You can go there. You can use code JIM15 to get 15% off. So hope you're doing well today. I'm excited. I'm going into Messiah today. Have some pretty cool opportunities that hopefully in time I'll be able to share with you. And I tell you what, it is, I have dramatically missed working with people in person. The plan was, when I moved down here, was to build a gym, and then I would have the ability to work with some people in person, particularly if people came down to see me down here. That didn't work out. So the last year, I've haven't really got to, I've had a couple kids that asked to work out with me, and I worked out with them and stuff. But other than that, I haven't really trained anyone. And so, the last couple weeks, I've been working with a baseball player. And then I tell you what, it's just made a huge difference in my overall mental health and well-being. So it's really exciting that's really what I love doing. I love training people in person. It's fun to help people online as well. But there's something about working with someone in person and getting to see them move and getting to see how they adapt and adjust to things. It's really, really what I really love. So hopefully that will continue to develop. And I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you again tomorrow.